Hello everybody, I am Jedi JAC Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Harry Potter news video. Now, unfortunately, I never made a video covering the updates we got back in late March, as I was a bit busy with other stuff, mostly reviews. Hopefully to make up for that, I thought I'd do a little video covering the official pictures of this wave, and as usual, finish us off by talking about what else we can expect from this theme as we close out 2024. First things first, I do have to express my gratitude to LEGO for deciding to release this summer wave on June the 1st, 2024 worldwide. So happy that no one on either side of the globe will have to wait if they want to pick up these sets. June in general is also just looking very promising anyways, so you can expect a rather sizable haul video for that release day. Wasting no more time, we're going to jump right into our first set, that being set number 76427, Buckbeak. This set will include 723 pieces for the price of $59.99 in the US. It's alright. I definitely like it a lot better after having looked at it for a longer than just a few minutes. Another cool thing to note about this one is that it is designed by the same guy who made the Majestic Tiger, which you can definitely see that in the anatomy of the build, especially in the legs there. I think overall it turned out alright, though certainly one thing that would have made this set sell maybe a little bit better would have been a minifigure, maybe a minifigure scale Buckbeak, and also maybe Hagrid in his tie when he goes to that meeting, which doesn't really exist in the film, but would have been a nice gesture still the same. Moving down the line at set number 76431, we have the Hogwarts Castle Potions class. This will include 397 pieces retailing for $39.99. Starting off with the minifigure selection, we get a brand new Severus Snape minifigure in this set that features arm printing, which totally caught me by surprise. We saw new arm prints for Professor McGonagall back in the March wave, so this is definitely a very welcome inclusion. I'm really excited to see when they decide to give Dumbledore arm printing. Hopefully next year, we'll have to wait and see. As for the other minifigures included, we get Hermione Granger, Seamus Finnegan, as well as Pansy Parkinson for the very first time in minifigure form. As far as the student inclusions go, I think it's fine, especially getting Seamus Finnegan with that double-sided facial expression that I believe we saw in the Potions book set way back, that Hogwarts Moment set. Two other really interesting things you'll spot here are some new molds with the potion flask as well as the explosion that's coming out of the cauldron. As far as the design for the build goes, it is a little underwhelming. I was sort of expecting to see a platform that would connect to this bigger Great Hall set, which we're going to talk more about shortly, but instead we're actually getting this sort of fold out classroom, which you can also fold up completely to fit inside that Great Hall set as one of the underground expansions, which I don't mind. I sort of wish that this was another rocky bottom part that would fit alongside that Great Hall set in order to hopefully expand further up in 2025, and this is supposed to be part of LEGO's most detailed Hogwarts castle ever. I'm really interested to see how they build this up over the next few years, and just looking at the picture that we saw back in March and seeing what we have now, it looks like they are trying to follow that format. We're just gonna have to wait and see how it all ends up over the next couple of years, just as far as price points go, but I definitely think that what they did here for the potions classroom looks very good, even down to having the inscriptions around the room and just having different potion ingredients to just pretend to have those and put them in the cauldron to make different potions and stuff. I just think it's really cool. And the last thing that I have to mention about this set is that you will get two more of those collectible portraits included in here. These will be the same ones that we saw introduced in March, which hopefully LEGO will include a list of names for in this summer wave. Another set in this wave that fans may not particularly like is set number 76433, the Mandrake. This will include 579 pieces for the price of $69.99. This is one of those things that LEGO's been exploring with various other themes recently, where they're making botanical type sets. Like we saw this with Super Mario last year, we're gonna see this again in the Marvel's theme this year for a Groot set, which I just find really interesting. Bringing it to Harry Potter I think is an alright idea. I definitely think people who like to collect those types of botanical sets may be interested in this one, though personally, as someone who likes the more minifigure based sets, this just it doesn't click with me. One other thing that I have to complain about when it comes to the design of this is the fact that it does look like on the leaves all of those will be stickered pieces, which is really unfortunate. Another thing that I've heard some people bringing up that would have made this set a little bit better is if they included that sound brick piece that they introduced with the sorting hat back in March. I think it would have been a really interesting use of that, though definitely a really annoying use of that, and I bet parents would really get sick of that at some point. As far as the design goes, I think it's alright. I'll have to get it in person really to say my final thoughts on this thing, just because the face looks kinda off in my opinion. But otherwise, as far as the leaf design goes, I think it looks very nice, but still just the amount of stickers being used here is, I'm not a fan of it. Surprisingly, one of my favorite sets of the wave is set number 76434, Aragog in the Forbidden Forest, including 195 pieces for the price of $20. I didn't think that they could make a better Aragog, but here we are, and this Aragog build looks fantastic. I'm really pleased, even just down to the color scheme in general, which I think is a little bit more accurate than what we had gotten previously for Aragog, and also just the positioning of the legs. I think the face looks alright. It's a lot flatter than a lot of the previous ones, or at least the last one that we got back in 2018, which I do have a review for if you're interested in checking it out. I just think that they did a really nice job, and just as far as the size goes for Aragog, I'm really happy that they focused on that as opposed to what we're seeing as another expansion to our Forbidden Forest set that we saw introduced in March, which also has a polybag that connects to it. I'm really happy that they just focused on Aragog here. Speaking of the minifigures included, we get new variants of Harry and Ron, each with brand new torso prints. Otherwise, facial expressions seem to be the same ones that we saw back in 2018. No doubt to be one of the most popular sets of this wave, set number 76435 will be the Hogwarts Castle The Great Hall, including 1,732 pieces for the price of $200. Now, first off, $200, way better than $220, which was the originally rumored price. Minifigure selection, we get quite a lot of characters in this one. We get Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, Hermione Granger, some brand new students for the very first time, including Leanne, Daphne Greengrass, as well as Terry Boot. We also get Albus Dumbledore, Professor Quirrell, Professor Vector for the very first time in LEGO form, as well as the Fat Friar, the Hufflepuff ghost, which is just crazy to see. And no doubt one of the things that fans are really going to love about this set is going to be the big fig of the Mountain Troll, which is just crazy to see included in this set. Last time we saw that was way back in 2002. Speaking of the design for the Great Hall, as you can see from the front side, we get that rocky base, which I wish could have jutted out just a little farther than it does, but I just think the overall exterior as far as the Great Hall build goes just looks fantastic. The way they made the windows and the roof, and just having the roof back in that dark gray, which is more accurate than the sand green. I'm just so happy with that design. One interesting inclusion off to the side is the courtyard, which I believe this is the first time outside of the microscale versions that we're actually getting this in a play scale set, so I just find that really interesting. Could it be bigger? Of course, but LEGO did what they could, I suppose. Leading down from the courtyard from the outside, you can see a set of stairs, which this is supposed to connect to the boathouse set that we got back in March. I'm really excited to see how that looks in person. I've seen some people Photoshop that set on top of this one, which I'm gonna post a picture up of that as well. I definitely think in person it'll be a lot more interesting to see. And one last thing that I have to mention when it comes to that exterior view is it's really cool to see that they even included the railing part outside the front base of the Great Hall. It's just one of those parts that I wasn't expecting to see on this particular version. Finishing up with the interior of this set, as I mentioned before with the Hogwarts Potions class, you can remove the interiors of the set. You can slide them in and slide them out and change them up. I'm pretty sure that this is so then in the future, if they want to make these smaller expansions that can fit in the bottom base part, they can do that, which I think is really clever. So for example, you can see the Hufflepuff common room down here. You can tell it's the Hufflepuff common room because you get the fireplace and a lot of black and yellow for that color scheme. If you don't want to have that down there, you can easily just slide it out and place the potions class right in, though I definitely think displaying the potion class opened up would be a lot better than having it all closed, though still it won't look bad having it down there. Another really cool interior included is the girls' bathroom, which works very well with our mountain troll. I really love that they include a toilet stall as well as a sink, which I believe you can break those with the troll's big club. And then from the middle interior, you'll find a little hallway in which you can hang those collectible portraits, which you will get 5 of in this set, though unfortunately those could be spread across multiple bags, so you could end up with duplicates, but still it's great to see that they're including so many in this larger $200 set. Now the last part that I have to talk about is the interior of the Great Hall itself. Here you can see represented for the very first time that we actually have the night sky above the Great Hall. You can see some floating candles, and we also have some really nice banners, which I believe those will be stickered. Unfortunately, even though it looks really nice from the front side, in the interior we don't really get very much. We only get the 2 tables to sit your students, unlike the 4 that we saw in the 2018 set, and we sacrifice to have only a small portion of the back table where the teachers can sit. It definitely could be bigger, but for what you get, I definitely think this is a great improvement. Skipping over some set numbers to finish up this summer wave, at set number 76439 we have Ollivander's and Madame Malkin's robes, including 744 pieces for the price of $89.99. Not a bad price point for this. We have another Diagon Alley expansion. Last year we saw the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes alongside the Owlpost shop. I think this is definitely a really great expansion, getting Ollivander's wand shop in a smaller scale and just seeing what we have going on there for that shop. We have a lot of new wand pieces, which I'm really interested to see in person how those look. And I also just think the exterior of it looks fantastic, using those curved window elements, and just the colors that they use there just look really nice. Speaking of Madame Malkin's robe shop, this is something that I never really imagined we would ever get in LEGO form. I think it looks fine, the color scheme works. The interior, a little bare for my taste, but it's fine. Another thing that's really cool about this, as I said, you can connect this to last year's Diagon Alley expansion, and it looks really nice altogether. Hopefully we see more of this next year. I definitely think next year we should hopefully see 2 of these. That's my big hope. Maybe a Gringotts. I definitely think there's room for them to make Flourish and Blots alongside Borgin and Burke's, making that a big year 2 Diagon Alley expansion. That would be absolutely fantastic, including Borgin and Burke's, a shop that I think a lot of people really would like to see LEGO make again. Now, before we move on to our last set, I do have to talk about the minifigure selection in this set. You get Ollivander, you get Madame Malkin, which are perfect figures. You get Harry Potter, a repeat Padma Patil, which I don't know why she's here. I really wish that Draco was included in this set, because really he's the one character that you even hear about in the books in Madame Malkin's shop, so it doesn't make sense that we have Padma Patil in this situation. And then the other figures are just really throwaways. We have a wizard student in a wheelchair, which I guess is alright. I like getting that wheelchair piece. But then the other one is just pretty lame in my opinion, the Flower Witch. Like, this is probably just to boost up that piece count to make it feel like it's worth the price. I don't know. I definitely think that some of the choices in the set could be done a little better, though I definitely appreciate it as a set that those who can't afford that larger Diagon Alley, they can buy these smaller sets, and you don't have to worry about getting shops that you don't want if you don't want certain shops. And of course, if you already own that larger Diagon Alley expansion set, this one will definitely be a great parts pack in order to add some extra parts to those larger sets if you want to, even though we never got Madame Malkin's robes in that larger scale, unfortunately. Now, the final set for this summer wave, I have no doubt will be a very, very popular one, selling out right away. Set number 76440 is the Triwizard Tournament, The Arrival. This includes 1,229 pieces for the price of $139.99. in the US. This remake has been long overdue for the Durmstrang ship. It looks fantastic. I'm so happy that they chose to include those sail pieces instead of making it brick built. It makes it look so much better, and I cannot wait to build this set as soon as I get it. It looks so beautiful. And it even includes interior space. It's just, wow. We also get a smaller version of the Beauxbatons Carriage, which we did get back in 2019, which sort of made us think that we'd be getting the Durmstrang ship maybe a year or two later, but unfortunately that never happened. That last version of the Beauxbatons Carriage was a retailer exclusive. This set, I believe, is also supposed to be a retailer exclusive. I'm not 100% sure. But even so, it is much, much smaller than that 2019 set, only including one of those Palomino horses, unlike that set that included 2 of them, even though there's supposed to be 7. Though still, as far as size go for both of these, I'm happy that they are scaling to one another, and that they didn't release these as individual sets so they'd be oddly sized. And now it would be wrong of me not to talk about the wonderful minifigure selection of this set, including Igor Karkaroff for the second time ever in LEGO form, who looks amazing. I love the hairpiece choice, and just the overall outfit having the dual molded legs there is fantastic. Madame Maxime featuring those longer arm and leg pieces from the LEGO Avatar or back in the day LEGO Toy Story sets is just crazy. It looks so weird. I'm really interested to see that in person and also just compare this minifigure to the previous versions that we got. We have Victor Crumb with some amazing leg printing, and that facial expression is perfect. I'm so happy that they decided to make a new one instead of just reusing the 2019 one. Fleur Delacour using that hair hat combo and those dual molded legs. I think this is just the same version from that Beauxbatons Carriage set from 2019. But it's a fantastic minifigure, just perfect. And finally, a figure that I really never expected that we would ever get in LEGO form, Barty Crouch Sr. Wow, I'm so happy, and I just cannot wait for the TV show to release, and hopefully we'll end up getting a set with Barty Crouch and Ludo Bagman. I can only imagine how fun that'll be in the future. But also you can see some other side accessories included here are the Tri-Wizard Cup as well as the Goblet of Fire. Such a great set. Kind of makes me wish that the Great Hall set was based off Goblet of Fire just to continue that theme and just to go along with this set. But still, I just think their decisions in general, as far as what they based that set off of, works very well, and I think fans will buy it either way. On to the portion of the video where we're going to talk about some of the other things we'll be expecting for this year 2024 for the LEGO Harry Potter theme. First thing, we have the LEGO Harry Potter Visual Dictionary, which I have talked about in a previous video. This will include a new version of Cedric Diggory from the second task of the Tri-Wizard Tournament. Perfect figure, even featuring the arm print for the watch, which I think is just really great. Hope he has a double-sided facial expression with the bubble charm mask. That would be really great. This one will be releasing on July 9th, 2024, retailing for that $24.99 price. Surprisingly, alongside the summer sets, we also got pictures of this year's Harry Potter Advent Calendar at set number 76438. This will include 301 pieces for that same $44.99 price, which of course you can just wait for a good discount. No doubt it'll show up, though. As far as how this advent calendar turned out, I think it turned out really well. Now, I do want to give you proper warning that I will be showing the contents of this advent calendar in this video, so if you don't want to see what's included in this set, please skip ahead to the time that you see on the screen now. Okay, so here we go with the contents of this set. We have the setting of the Great Hall at Christmas time, Year 1, Philosopher's Stone. Minifigure selection, Harry Potter, Draco Malfoy, Susan Bones. Cho Chang is a little weird to be included here, but I'll accept it. Albus Dumbledore, Professor Flitwick, the Year 1/2 version, and we also get a Caroler Ghost, which was the biggest surprise to me that they decided to make that a minifigure. Makes me really excited to see LEGO is probably going to try and tackle making all those ghost minifigures over the next few years, as we just saw the Fat Friar, and I just think it's going to be really exciting. As far as the builds included in this set, you get a table for each house from the Great Hall, and you also have the big main table, I guess, even though that looks to be just another table that has some food on there. You get that big turkey. We have those 2x2 tile prints returning from the Sorting Hat set, which I think is really good. You'll also see tons and tons of food prints littered across this set, which is really great. You get a small Christmas tree, which looks to have a small Hogwarts Express going around it, a fireplace, and you'll also happen to get 2 of those collectible portraits in this set, bringing us up to a total of 9 to collect from June to September. Now, the last 2 things that we have for September 2024 is set number 76437, which is our big direct-to-consumer, rumored to be the Burrow, which we have seen somewhat leaked pictures of previously as of last February. LEGO did a survey where they revealed a number of sets that would be releasing in the following year, 2024, just to gauge pricing of what people would be interested in paying for these sets. Now, I can tell you some more details on this one. It will be including 2,405 pieces and retailing for $250 in the US. I'm really excited to see how this one turns out. I expect it to be fully enclosed, possibly include the entire Weasley family, and just have a wonderful interior that makes it even better than the 2021, which I thought was an amazing set from the start. Now, alongside this set, or any Harry Potter purchases in September 2024, you'll also be able to get this year's gift with purchase for the theme at set number 40695. This will include 190 pieces. It's a smaller one than previous years, but we'll take what we can get. Not sure what this is going to be, probably something relating to the Burrow. I was sort of hoping to maybe see a small portion of Mr. Weasley's Muggle shed. That would be really exciting. Though who knows, we'll have to wait and see what that ends up being, and of course I'll do a video on it probably closer to when we actually see the pictures for the new Burrow set. Just so many cool things going on in these sets. Can't wait to pick them all up when they release in just a few weeks' time. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you plan on getting any of these sets on release, or do you plan on waiting on discounts? Tell me in the comments below, I would love to hear it. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so every time I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!